Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 305 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along finally with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. It's the first time we've recorded in person together in over a month. That's crazy. But if this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. Also, hit that little bell notification to be notified whenever a video goes live. If you really like us, you can go to, why am I saying yeah? You can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where for just $1, you become a booster, where the podcast will go live for you one day early on YouTube. $3 makes you a sponsor, where you get a bonus episode every month. I got an idea for that. We'll need to do it next week. We're going to record it next week, but I got an idea for it. And I got an idea for verses too.
Okay.
$3 bonus episode every month. Okay, $5 producer tier. This lets you watch us record the podcast live on YouTube, as we are doing right now with some of our buddies. $10. I started thinking, I was like, don't say best friends. Don't say best friends. $10 makes you an affiliate, where you get access to a monthly Q&A episode, which we will be recording right after this. Derek, thank you for your 75 questions. That is perfect.
John.
And $20. What?
John.
No, Derek. Derek put it on the Google Doc. But then John put questions also, yes. James continues to not. Oh, no, James continues to not put any questions.
James at least said, he's like, no, I'm good. I don't care.
Yeah. $20 makes you a partner, where you can choose the bonus episode topic and record with us if you so choose. Some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like our affiliates, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and More on YouTube. Also, thank you, James, for filling in last week when Sean was out. It was a very good
Great
episode.
show.
Very good.
It was I listened to it on the way home from Nolans after my cruise. So excellent job, James. Thank you for always stepping in.
Sarah Solar, John Tingley, Derek Bamford, and Mom. Are you here, Mom? No, the Google Doc is for normal. No, John, you're good. Derek is just a rebel. The Google Doc is normally for just if you have questions you want us to answer on just the regular episode, like, what did you think about this in God of War or whatever? I mean, don't ever post spoilers there, but you know what I mean. But then normally, yeah, just put them in the Patreon thing. It's fine. I've got them all. It's all good. As well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Also, make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, hopefully, did you see James's sweatshirt, his hoodie? His washer and dryer did not like our hoodie. You can go to Teespring. I don't even know what I said. Teespring.com/store/2playercoop. It's Christmas time, Hanukkah time.
Makes a great gift.
Kwanzaa time. Makes great gifts. It's New Year's time. Happy New Year. Here's a hoodie. Phone case. I think the phone cases on there are probably for like the iPhone 8.
They're probably not up to date. I checked. Also, there's no socks. I thought we had socks on there. I was going to buy some if there were.
I thought we had socks.
Maybe it's an option, like for us. It's probably an option that we could add to the store, but there's nothing on the store right now. But I would definitely wear some two-player co-op socks.
Also, drinking out of one of my favorite coffee mugs. Thank you,
False.
Jess. False. And then the back. It's hard with all these studio lighting. You can see Dwight's tie, kind of. There it is. Great for the audio listeners.
Remember when I thought...
Oh, God. Communion?
Remember when I thought Ike was short or like a nickname for Dwight?
Because of Eisenhower?
Yes. And it has nothing to do with Dwight.
Did we talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We talked about it here. It's possible it was before. I'm pretty sure it was on a podcast.
It's probably...
It was about a year or so ago, I think.
Then it was probably on a podcast. But it's still not as good as... Oh, but do you remember In the Dark? What the hell is it called?
Alone in the dark.
And I'm like, what the hell is happening? Before we get to everything, I didn't realize today till I was looking through Time Hop. Here, December 5th, 7 years ago, right now, we were sitting out in the pool house for the first time to record the Two Player Co-op Podcast. our spoiler cast.
So today's our
for Metal Gear
7-year
Solid 5.
anniversary.
This is our 7-year anniversary.
How about that? Not when most of y'all are listening / watching this, but right now as we're recording.
Correct. I think it came out on the... It either came out on the 7th or the 9th. I can't remember. I'll have to check Time Hop. But yeah, 7 years ago we sat down. We didn't know what an aggregate device was. We couldn't get the 2 USB crappy microphones to work. Finally figured it out. GarageBand would crash like every 5 minutes. I read off a script for the intro to the podcast because I was so nervous. But once we started going and talking about Metal Gear Solid 5, it was a lot of fun. And we got into it, and then the rest is history. 304 episodes later, here we are. OBS disconnecting, reconnecting.
You had to mention GarageBand crashing.
What the hell was that?
All right, hopefully...
When did it disconnect?
I don't know. Hopefully everybody can still hear us.
It says we're still
us.
live. I don't know what the hell just happened. Perfect. Yes. As soon as I mentioned GarageBand used to crash all the time, our expensive computer's like, OBS died. So I don't know. But yeah, 7 years. If anything went... Just somebody hit the chat. Let me know you're still there. I know it's delayed, but yeah. So happy anniversary to us. Sean, I survived my cruise.
Wait, so 7 years ago.
Yes.
So it's our 6th anniversary.
No, that's not how that works.
So when you get married, the next year is your second
First
anniversary? That's what I'm saying. It's 1 year later. So this is, 7 years later. Yeah, okay.
I was like, what is happening? This is Alone in the Dark all over again. I was like, how are you going from 7 to 6?
Oh, yeah, 7 years ago.
You could say, as of
it.
now, we've been podcasting in 8 years or
yes.
something. Or 4 in parts of
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
7th. Okay. I'm there now.
We are into our 8th year of podcasting.
Why does my chair feel like it's slanted?
Slanted or short?
Slanted. I feel like I'm...
Did you get a new jacket?
I did. I needed a new, nice, medium, not lightweight, but not, super heavy.
Well, that's what I got my little North Face light. North Face. Could I be any lighter? It's like a light... It's not like a winter jacket. It's like a fall jacket. But really, here, that's all you need.
Yeah, for the most part.
Hopefully, we're still live. If not, somebody hit the Discord. Nobody's responding to my request. Why I said it like that. I survived my cruise. Sean survived his cruise. Sean did not swim with sharks like I did, I assume.
I didn't do much of anything.
Yeah. You just sat on it.
I ate a lot. I drank a lot.
Do you guys have the ice cream machines all over the boat all the time open? Like the soft serve?
They're all in the buffet, but yeah, they're open all day.
Okay. Ours, so Carnival used to be 24/7, which I'm like, man, y'all got people out here at 2 a.m. refilling the batter or whatever.
I don't know. I assume they're open all day.
Ours were 11 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah, maybe it's just the day, the time that most people are awake, but yeah.
How'd it go? How'd it go having a 3-year-old? Was she a trooper? Or a pooper?
She was pretty good. What was a godsend was what they call the Splash Academy, which is like their daycare, preschool type thing.
We had Camp Ocean, yeah.
So we took her there, I think the first day. She was all about it. She's about it. But I'm like, please,
if you bowed it,
God, just I hope it goes well. I hope she has fun, whatever. So it's like a 2-hour thing. So we took her. We called after about an hour, which they said we could. So we called. We just said, just checking in on Kira. How's she doing? Whatever. And then we hear,
Dad.
Kira, 3. Come to the front desk. Kira, 3.
Like,
just one moment. Okay. And then one moment passes, and they're like, she hasn't come out yet. We'll call you right back. And we're like,
you lost my daughter.
Okay. So they call right back. We're like, she didn't want to come because she was playing video games.
Yes.
She was playing some Mario Kart. I don't know if it was like an arcade thing or if they had a Wii. I don't know what she was playing.
Casey
she was
fell
playing.
in love. They had like a whole wall of PlayStations.
Apparently, almost the entire time she was at whatever I said it was called. She called it Play School, but it was actually called Splash Academy.
Okay.
She basically played Mario Kart. I don't know which one, but she played it almost the entire time.
Okay, they can hear us. What cruise lines you're on? He was on Norwegian. I was on Carnival. Casey fell in love with, the first time he went there, he's like, He was trying to. I was like, "Were you playing Minecraft?" Because I saw on the list of games there's Minecraft. I assumed he would just play that. He's like, "No, there's this game where you kind of do something and there's like a head floating." And I was like, "What the frig were you playing?" When he went back the next time and played it, I got out of him Rayman. I said, "Rayman Origins." He's like, "Yeah, that was." I was like, "Oh, that's a good game," and he really liked it. So now he likes Rayman Origins.
Yeah, but yeah, we ended up finding out.
All right, John.
She loved it. They loved her. Everything was fine. We're like, I think they're offering it tomorrow. Like, do you want to go back? Yeah. So we eventually figured out she wants to spend as much time there as possible. Now, the days we were at ports, they only had it at night or in the evening, 7 to 11. But the at sea days, which there was only 2, they had it like a few hours in the morning, a few hours in the afternoon, then a few hours in the evening. So once we found out that she loved it. Well, basically that she loved it and that she wanted to go every time. We took her every single time. So we at least got some time to ourselves. She was a very picky eater. Like even things that she always eats, like mac and cheese, she didn't like their mac and cheese. Yeah. Mashed potatoes, she didn't like their mashed potatoes.
There was some nights...
She basically lived... She was good at breakfast. Breakfast was any combination of pancakes, waffles. She loved their little hash brown things, scrambled eggs, yogurt. She was good at breakfast. Lunch and dinner, all 7 days, was either hot dogs, peanut butter, and jelly. That's all she ate outside of breakfast. I'm like, that's fine. I don't care as long as you're eating.
Casey tried, because they had so like when you go to dinner, not at the buffet, every night it was a different menu. And a lot of times I was like, there's one thing I like here, except for the melting chocolate cake that comes with vanilla ice cream. We got that almost every time for dessert. But sometimes it was not melting. And I was like, damn it, wrong day. Should have got it a different day.
Like lava cake?
Yeah.
I ordered chocolate lava cake one time. Brittany got it once. It was amazing. I got it once. I would say it was overcooked. It was still good. It didn't, like, I cut into it and it was just solid all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, that's not lava cake. That is just cake.
Did you have the thing, like I was telling you, we had like on the TVs where you could like see where you are in the ocean, how fast you were going? How did you check like your one day at sea at the beginning, how fast?
The one time I checked and remembered,
freaking booking it.
The one number I remember was 21.9, which I think you said you were going 22.
Yeah.
I never checked. Our last day at sea. So we left Cozumel day 6. Day 7 was day at sea, and then day 8 we got off the boat. Day 6, leaving Cozumel, we were already leaving late in the day, like on schedule, but it was just a late departure. And we ended up having to wait for people who weren't back on the boat.
Who were like,
I still don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we ended up getting a late departure, and I don't know if it was because of that or if it was just particularly rough seas, but we were hauling it, and the boat was doing a lot of this. And so I don't know how fast we were going then, but it seemed like we were going pretty fast. Kira, the last sea day, threw up 3 or 4 times that morning. I'm guessing because of being, seasick and whatever. So that kind of put a damper on the last day, but we didn't have anything planned anyway.
You're just going to relax and enjoy it.
Yeah. So
our first day at sea, because it was 41 degrees when we left New Orleans. It was so freaking cold. It was horrible. Cloudy, rainy, all these storms out in the Gulf. Nothing like tropical storms or anything, but just storms. The waves, there had to be like 10-foot waves everywhere.
Everybody was angry that day?
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Is that a Titleist?
Hole in one.
Everybody walking down the hallway looked like they were drunk off their asses. You could not walk straight.
There was time. Oh, it was that. No, it was the night before. It was the night we left Cozumel. I had been drinking, and I went to the bathroom. And I'm standing at the urinal, and I'm just like, I know I'm kind of drunk, but I'm not that drunk. And I was like having trouble standing still as I'm like trying to pee, and sure it's a combination of the two.
The first day at sea was the worst. Our second one, because it took us 2 days to get where it only took you 1 day, which is still just boggles my mind. The second day wasn't as bad. The first day was horrible. I was like, I am completely 100% stone cold sober, and I am like bouncing off the walls walking down a hallway. It was horrible. Noah had that first day, horrible motion sickness.
Really?
He threw up 2 or 3. We were eating breakfast, and he was like, you got a bunch of eggs, and you got bagel and all this, and he's like, took a few bites and French toast, and he's like, I was like, you okay, buddy? He's like, I just don't feel good. And I was like, oh, shit, I know what's happening. Luckily, we got Dramamine at a Walgreens before we got on the boat. But yeah, he threw up a few times. Then Casey didn't feel good. He's never swallowed a pill. So I tried to give him half a Dramamine. I was like, I put it back on his tongue like he's a dog or something. And he was like, and he just spits it into the water glass. And I was like, well, maybe he got a little bit of powder or something. I don't know. After that, he was fine. He's like, nope, I'm good. Never mind. I don't want to do that again. But Noah was the only one that threw up. But then the second day, so then we gave him the regular Dramamine, which makes you drowsy also. So he slept for like 3 or 4 hours straight, woke up, and threw up again, went back to sleep. By dinner, he was feeling better, like it had all kicked in and everything. And then the next day, just proactively, we gave him... We also had the non-drowsy kind, which probably isn't as strong, but I didn't want him to fall asleep the second day. He took that and he was fine, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a great time. Kira was...
You had the monkeys on your head like I did. You had the macaws.
So when we went...
That little effer bit the button off my hat. I had not seen
So where was this?
This was
we did
was
this in
Honduras.
Roatan. Okay.
This was Honduras.
Was it Gumbalimba or whatever?
No, it was some iguana sanctuary.
All right, this was
Wait,
Gumbalimba.
no, it wasn't the iguana sanctuary. I took a picture of it. I know they had a bunch of Steelers flags.
So this was Gumbalimba Animal Preserve Sanctuary, something like that. I don't know.
Strawberry preserve.
So they had some stuff. They started out saying, "Here's this type of tree. Here's this type of tree," and I was just like, "Just where are the monkeys? I don't care."
This is where it was. Daniel Johnson's Monkey and Sloth Hangout. That sounds way more American than Jambalaya or whatever you had.
So it's this whole thing. It's all outdoors, but it's...
See, ours, they were all in different...
So this was
cages.
all outdoors. There were cages that they'll sometimes just retire to.
Oh.
But for the most part, they're just out and about in the trees, whatever. And we got to all the macaws and stuff, and they were pretty cool, whatever. Then it was basically, all right, next stop is the monkeys. And everybody's like, thank God, finally. And they basically said, look, the monkeys...
Did they tell you the
Well, no, first of all, they said the birds will try to rip the button off your hat. They might go for buttons on your shirt.
Noah got a video of it ripping it off of mine.
They said the monkeys will, they're professional pickpockets. Yep. They will try to take your sunglasses, your hat. They might reach into your pockets.
Yep. They told us they might go down your shirt. Just
they said,
let them do it.
Yeah, and so they basically said if they take anything or try to take anything, let them have it.
Otherwise,
you'll probably get it back. Like they don't want it, they just want to take it. You'll get it back. Don't worry about it. So I don't know what happened, but we were walking over just this little wooden bridge over this little stream on the way to get to the monkeys, and I didn't hear any kind of commotion. I didn't.
God.
Nothing. But all of a sudden, I see this guy, and he's like holding like paper towel up to his arm. He had blood. It looked like when I stepped on the star ring, like there was that much blood just dripping down his arm.
From a macaw or a monkey?
A monkey. And I don't know if it was a scratch or a bite or what, but he did something. I don't know if he was trying to. There were some monkeys around. I think there was one on the railing of the bridge, and I don't know if he tried to pick it up or if he was just trying to pet it. I don't know what happened, but the monkey got him. I don't know if it was a scratch, a bite, or what, but it got him good. And he wasn't in any kind of pain, but it was definitely bleeding. And not a half a second after I finished processing the thought of, oh my God, did a monkey do that? A monkey jumps onto my shoulder, and I pulled every muscle in my shoulder and my neck just by going
tensing up. Yeah,
it like scared the crap out of me. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I had no problem with the monkeys. I'm like, yeah, I want them crawling all over me. But after seeing that, I'm like, is this the same monkey that got him?
I don't want to die.
Is this like a crazy monkey?
Blood going down his face.
So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. And then eventually I'm like, okay, he seems pretty chill. He's happy to just stand there. And I gradually just relaxed. And it was super cool. Then there was another, like a mama monkey that had like a baby monkey sleeping on her shoulders. And
we had one of those. But
he was basically on, or she was on like somebody else's shoulder. It was basically like we made eye contact, and then I just saw her get down. I'm like, oh God.
no.
And then, whee, she jumped onto my
I
shoulder.
thought she was going to attack you. Like, leave my baby
she jumped
alone.
onto my shoulder with her baby. And I don't know. Did you see the pictures, the videos or anything?
I got to go through. I haven't had a chance to, but that just reminded me. So we also did sloths. We got to hold sloths.
Yeah, there were no sloths.
Oh my
I
God.
wish there were.
I almost cried. It was the best. Poor Casey, though, because they got them big-ass claws.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was fine, but this one, Casey was holding it. He was like, this is awesome. And then he's like, and he's like, I'm supposed to just hold it like this. And the guy took him off. I was like, what's wrong? Like, he had he was hugging him up here, but then he had one foot on his belly, and it was just like
grabbing it.
It was just like, let go of my fat.
So this was Mama and Baby Monkey.
See what they did for us. All the monkeys were in this big cage, and what the guy would do.
This was the first one that jumped on me.
He doesn't look bloody. He would take the guy, like the tour guide would take. He had these apples that were chopped into little tiny pieces, and he'd put apples in your hair to make the monkey jump up there, and then like.
See, they gave them what looked like sunflower seeds.
Okay,
so that's what they were giving them. And when I got home, when I got back to the ship and got in the shower to shower, I was like finding pieces of like seeds in my hair and stuff.
That guy's flesh.
But
they had completely forgot. What the frick was I going to say? Something about the thing. Oh,
sloth
the macaw.
monkeys.
Yeah,
oh.
The friggin' macaws. They had like 6 or 7. Apparently, there's one of the male macaws has a mistress, and because they mate for life.
They mate
but
for
this
life,
dude
yeah.
also has a mistress, and they're in the same cage together. And they're like, a lot of times the two ladies like stand next to each other, and they look at him like, that son of a bitch. Anyways, the guy, so the one that he was putting on everybody, he put it on me because he said at the beginning he had a hat, but it didn't have a button. He was like, they do have large. The chickens have large talons.
Yep.
Be careful, it could hurt. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. If you have a hat, they do like to bite the button off. All of a sudden, I go, and everybody turns and looks at me, and I'm like, I was the only one in there with a hat. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. I was like, yeah, it won't happen. Whatever. This mother effer gets on here. And he's like, huh? And he goes, huh? He sees it. This dude puts his large talons on and goes, and he starts biting at my head. I can feel it through my hat, like going, and then he goes, I'm like, what the hell was that? And then he jumps up, he goes away. This little girl that was in there with us, she was like, here you go, sir. She had found the button. And I didn't know how the buttons go on there. There's the button, and then there's almost like a little thumbtack thing that sticks into it to hold it together. So
so it can just go back on?
Yeah.
I thought once they popped it off, it's
that's what
just...
I thought. Yeah. So I repaired my button. Nick, the one was like, kind of like Casey. It was on his shoulder, and then it was like, with those freaking raptor claws. And he was like, ah! But yeah, it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. We had so much fun. I'm glad you had fun too.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. I don't know. We'll obviously cruise again. But we're like, whenever we cruise again, we'll take both kids. But I'm like, I don't know when, and it's going to depend on how Kira does on this one. I don't know when we'll want to take Madison. And I mean, 3 years from now, Maddie will be Kira's age.
And Kira at 6, it'll be perfect.
Yes. But Maddie, I mean, that is the absolute earliest we would ever go again, just because of her age. And I'm like, it didn't go great with Kira. Maddie may be totally different. Maddie will also have Kira to play with.
It's been a while.
So I don't know. It's probably the last cruise for a while, but it was fun. It certainly could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been I mean, it was still fun. It wasn't as relaxing. Like usually on a cruise, I'm just like lay by the pool all day and just do nothing. And this was like up and around and down the water slides dozens of time and hanging out in the kiddie pool. And oh God, they did a
look at that's from the water slides.
Did you have one of the like
I didn't have one of the
free
drop
falls.
Ones. We just had 2 spin ones, and they were like, Casey was like, and Eliza were like, it's boring. They're not that fast. I was like, really? I was like, y'all don't know how to do this. So I get in there, and they, you got to cross and do this. I'm like, and
You kind of arch your back. Yeah.
This one that was like one had a top on it, one didn't. When I got to the bottom, I was going way too fast, and I was like, I should probably slow down. Boom, boom. I hit my head on the side and my hip on that side. I was like, bam, boom. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take a break now.
No, we had 2 of like the free fall ones, in addition to like a normal like half pipe one, and then 2 like twin fully enclosed faster circle ones, whatever. I don't think both free fall ones were ever running. There's only one that was ever running, and some days neither of them were. So I don't know.
People have died on it.
I'm like, I don't know if something keeps going wrong. I went on it once just because I'm like, I feel like I have to do it. And like you get in, and you're at like, I don't know, not a 90-degree angle, but like
we had these when we went to
85-degree angle.
When we went to the Great Wolf Lodge over in Eastern Tennessee, or no, it was actually in Atlanta. It was just across the border. Not Atlanta. What's the state called? Georgia. It was right across the border in Georgia.
Yeah.
And they had that where do you like stand there and then you're like
you stand there
and then it just goes
it like closes and then it actually there's a countdown. I'm like, I almost wish there wasn't a countdown, but there's like 3.
They
2,
faked us out with the countdown.
I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm like 2, 1, and you just disappear, and it basically just goes down,
flat,
up and over.
Oh,
and then
ours
flat.
just the one at Great Wolf Lodge was just down. And
no, this
flat.
was like down, up and over, and then flattens out, and it wasn't bad.
Did you jump?
No, it was fully enclosed. And
no, I know, but like, did you like bonk your head off the top of the thing?
No, all things considered, it was pretty good. It was really fast, and it scared the crap out of me. The worst was
the wedgie,
the seams. Because like the whole way down, I'm like, yeah, I felt every single seam I went over. I'm like, that's enough for me to just never do it again. Like, it was fine, but
yeah,
I can say I did it. I don't need to do it again. The other ones were a lot of fun, but I wouldn't do the free fall one again. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Sorry, we haven't really had a chance to connect because we haven't talked to each other in like
2
forever.
weeks.
Yeah. All right, Sean, before we get to everything else, one more fun thing here I wanted to do, because all the games that we picked in our 2022 Fantasy Metacritic draft have been scored or are not coming out. Some of us have a lot more not coming out than the other us. Also, patrons. We talked about this. I don't remember whose idea it was. Derek, John, Chris. I can't remember who it was. We want to do a league with everybody. So I'll put something on Patreon. You can sign up if you want to do it. When it's time to draft, we can all just jump on a Zoom call. It's not like for a video or anything. We can just do it. But once I know how many people want to do it, when we can do it schedule-wise and everything, I think it'll be a lot of fun. But once I know how many people are doing it, then I'll know, like, how many games do we pick?
Basically, yeah, everybody picks so many games. We'll probably do, like, snake style, or somebody picks one.
We will do snake style for this, yeah.
So you go back and forth. Basically, you're just picking games that you think are going to come out in 2023, and you're drafting based on what you think the Metacritic score will be. And then at the end of the year, whoever has the highest Metacritic score of said games wins. Now, there were some games we did that like are across multiple systems. We basically said you just take the higher one. If it's like
correct. If it's PC,
82
Xbox,
on PlayStation 5 and a 78
you get the benefit of the
on
highest
Xbox,
score.
Yeah, you get the highest score. I think we said this year we dropped our lowest 2, I think. Or 3?
3. We picked 13 and kept 10.
We picked a lot because there was just 2 of us.
It was just the 2 of us.
If there's like 4 or 5, 6 of us doing it next year, maybe we only pick like 5 games each or something. I don't know. Or pick 6 and drop 1. I don't know. We'll figure out the details once we see who all's interested. But should be fun.
So what I wanted to do now is go through a recap of what our draft was, and then what the final... How much I won by. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But it was looking bad for me for a while.
I was sitting pretty.
And then all of a sudden everything...
And then all my games that I picked stopped coming out.
All right. In round 1, I took Gran Turismo 7. It got me an 87. Way lower than I thought it would have been. I thought it was a 90 for sure.
Not a bad first pick. I mean, I see why you did it. I mean, those games usually...
I mean, it's not a bad score, but...
No, it's just an odd first pick. I mean, it wasn't even odd. I get it.
But you, with your
it.
first pick, took Elden Ring. And this is
Out of the
before
park.
we knew... Like, looking back now, it's like, well, duh, that should have been number one
obviously
overall
it ended up better than I even could have imagined. But I'm like, this has
96.
to be a solid... I can't imagine this will get below a 90.
Yeah.
I figured it was a pretty safe bet, and it was.
Round 2, I took God of War Ragnarok. The only reason I would have taken that number 1, but I was like, I don't know that it's coming out this year. But
I
was
did
like,
not think it was going to.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
I
I'm
was-
like, whew.
I took
I
it
was
number
going to take
2.
it, but I probably would
Yeah.
have waited like
a few rounds.
4 or 5. Yeah, and then you took it. I'm like,
I took
well,
it just because I was like, I don't want you to get it. If I screw it up, then whatever. Hopefully I don't, have more than 3 games that don't come out. Sean in round 2 took, do you remember?
Horizon?
Yep. 88.
Not bad.
God of War 94. Sorry, I should have said that. Third round, I am the first one. I have the highest miss. I took Starfield number 3. I thought for sure because they've been making this game for 7 years and it was coming out 11/11/22 that it was going to come out this year. Silly me. Microsoft hasn't done shit since they bought Bethesda. Nothing has come out. It's just so funny. The only games that had come out were PlayStation exclusives. So number 3, Starfield was delayed, obviously, out of this year. So I got 0 points for that. I ended up having to drop it.
Never mind.
Sean, with his third pick, took GTA 5 current gen, 81. This I was shocked because I
figure, I'm like, we already know the game's really good. How can this be
it's
any
dumb
worse?
that it's that, and it was like a 70 something on Series X.
Right. So I'm guessing they were just like, yeah, it's really good, but it's nothing new, so we're not going to give it a high score.
And also, not many outlets even gave it a score.
Well, yeah.
I think it was like 5 or 6 reviews or something. Pick number 4 for me, Triangle Strategy, 84.
I forgot about that.
Pick number 4 for Sean, Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, 86. So through the first 4 rounds, Sean is on a tear.
Yeah.
5th round, Tunic, 88 for me. It was an 88 on Switch or PS5, one of those. It was a little bit lower on Series X and PC. I think that was Switch. Sean's 5th pick, Breath of the Wild 2.
Wah, wah.
Tears of the Kingdom, 0. My 6th pick, Sifu, 81. I went heavy on I had a strategy of going heavy on the indie darlings. Neither of us picked Stray, by the way, which I think is so funny. Maybe we just didn't know it was coming out this year.
Yeah.
Sean's 6th pick was Forspoken, delayed to 23.
It's all
0
downhill
points.
from here.
7, I picked Dying Light 2, a 77. I thought that would have been higher, but
Yeah.
I thought it would have been a solid 80. 7th pick for Sean, a very good one this late. This is actually the second highest score from here on out. Bayonetta 3, 86. Very good pick by Sean. Number 8 for me, I took Kirby and the Forgotten Land, 85. Nintendo bump. Number 8 for Sean, Life is Strange Remastered, a 70.
That's another one that I thought, I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
is like...
It's the Oscar bait
It's
crap.
exactly.
It's like, I thought it was going to be high for sure. It was not. Number 9 for the 9th round. I don't know why I'm,
Yeah, right.
I'm getting comfy. 9th round, I took Splatoon 3, 83. I actually thought that would have been higher. I don't want anything to do with that game, but I knew it would score at least decently.
Yeah.
Sean took Tiny Tina's Wonderland, 78. I thought that would have been
Also
higher,
low.
too.
Yeah, I thought mid-80s.
Number 10, I took Ghostwire Tokyo, got a 77. I thought that would have been higher. Are you trying to
I'm just
fix the
rotating
lane?
it to see if now it feels better. No, it doesn't. I don't know what's going on.
In the 10th round, Sean took Pokemon Arceus, 83. Very good
That's
pick.
pretty
by the way.
good for a 10th round pick.
Number 11, I took TMNT Shredder's Revenge, 87.
That outperformed.
I don't know why. I don't know if we just forgot about it. Oh, I don't think we knew for sure it was coming out this year. Maybe that's why it lasted so long. Sean's last 3 picks, none came out. So these are all zeros. Sea of Stars, delayed to early 23. That's the super awesome looking RPG.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, from the
Spiritual
creators
successor.
of the Messenger. Number 12, I took Salt and Sacrifice, 73. That was sad because that was one of the games that I marked down that I wanted to play this year. And then I saw that and I was like, there's enough to play. I'm good. Number 12 for Sean was Hogwarts Legacy, 0 points. Number 13, this was just like, let's just see if these come out this year. I took Street Fighter 6, did not come out this year. Sean took Final Fantasy 16, did not come out this year. So at the end of the day, 3 of Sean's zeros were dropped, but we had to count 2. So his average score for Metacritic Fantasy
So 5
Draft,
of my 13 didn't come out?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
you averaged 66.8. For me, I had Starfield did not come out, Street Fighter 6 did not come out, and then Salt and Sacrifice at a 73 was my lowest score. That wasn't a 0.
Smoked
So I dropped that. My average score was 84.3. Yay me.
Well, live and learn. I'm only picking games that I know are coming out next year.
Okay. I was bored because Jess had to drive to New Orleans. And I was like, why? I yawned, and then somebody yawned. I was like, you know what? Whenever I'm thinking to myself, like, I should. Yeah, and now I'm going to do it. I was like, whenever I think of something that I want to look up, I should just look it up. So I was like, why are yawns contagious? And they said they can't come up with a real reason. It's some social mirroring or something like that. It can also be when people cross their legs and everything. I sat like this. Now look at you sitting like that.
Well, but I do this a lot.
Well,
but
I do this a lot too. Yes.
Okay.
I won. Just, again, I won.
Do you have the thing where, all right, first of all, do nails on a chalkboard bother you?
Oh, I can. Yes, I can hear it and feel it.
I can
now.
give myself goosebumps if I just like picture it. The
Also,
other thing,
knives on a plate.
that doesn't bother me as much,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
God.
I hate it. Okay, so we have this, I don't know how to describe it, but if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Now does Sean have to
So
stand
we didn't come up with a punishment.
Video game draft.
Thankfully,
We should do something like that next year when we get hopefully 7-8 of y'all involved. That'll be fun.
we have.
I'm going to buy myself a championship belt for winning.
We have a rice cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing strange about that.
Congratulations.
The dish, the container, or whatever that sits in it. It's this special. I don't know if it's special. It's this weird type of metal that just touching it.
Oh,
I know. Mom and Dad have a couple knives where it's the knives that like leave just black soot on your hands. You know,
where like the whole thing is the same material. There's not like a handle to it.
No, there's a handle.
Gray, but it's those gray things.
Yeah, and they like leave like soot on your hands.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is this?
I think whatever that is what this dish is made out of.
Oh.
And I pretty much told Brittany, I'm like, I'm not cleaning this. I don't even want to put it in the dishwasher.
I can't do it.
You pick it up, you put it in the, like, I can't. And just, that's another thing that just like thinking of the feel of that vessel, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, and it's already giving me goosebumps.
Why are we talking about this? All right, let's move on to video games. Again, I won. Sean, have you played anything else besides the big one?
I've been gone. Well, over the last 2 weeks, the only other thing I've played is Dragon Quest XI. I'm close to the end. Like, I think I've got 2 more trophies to go.
Oh, you're going to platinum it?
I'm going to platinum it.
Wow.
I'm at the point now where I need to basically just beat... There's like one other thing I need to do that I'm almost all the way done with, and it's not difficult at all. The last thing I need to do is beat basically this game's Turtle Rock from Final Fantasy 15. Just like stupid, crazy, difficult, ultra, mega, super boss. And everything I read online... You have these every so often, every like 10 or 11 turns, your character gets pepped up and they like glow blue, and you can do, it's kind of like a limit break. You can do like a super move. And if you and somebody else or multiple characters are all pepped up at the same time, you can do like a group super move.
Limit break, yeah.
So one of them is called like Yggdrasil's Blessing or something like that.
Is this a Norse game?
Oh, I never talked about that. Yeah, I'll come back to that. But anyways,
I'm glad you said that word because I never know how to pronounce it.
It basically makes you invincible for like 3 or 4 turns. And everything I've read online is like, that's the only way to beat this boss. You basically have to do it, get your attacks in, do it again, get your attacks in, and just do that till you kill him. But the only way to get your pep up often enough to just be able to continuously do that and not get killed by his attacks is by using these things called pep pops, which it's like an item and it automatically peps up your group. They're pretty much the only way, or the only reliable way to get those is buying them, which you can't do till way late in the post game, and they cost like 200,000 gold a piece, which doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but
I assume
rest assured it's a lot.
Yeah.
And the best way to grind for gold is by killing these, or not killing, but stealing this item from these certain enemies that you can sell, not bad, for 30,000 a piece. But you have to do it 7 times just to be able to get one pep pop. And everything I've read is you probably need about 20 pep pops before going into this battle. So that's where I'm basically at now. I'm just grinding, fighting these guys over and over again so I can steal the items that I need, so I can sell them to get the gold that I need to buy the things that I need to be able to fight the thing. So that's the only other thing I've played. I'm going to get the platinum, but I have so little left, but it's such a grind from here on out.
Well, and now you have to actually work. Or kind of
that too.
This is a game. Wait, this is a game because somebody wrote in to Colin asking about, platinum trophies, whether they're hard or they're long or whatever. Okay. He said he specifically for some reason mentioned Dragon Quest XI. He said this is a difficult platinum, not because the game is hard, but because he said anybody can get it. If you want to put in 125 to 150 hours, you will get the platinum. Does that sound right?
I mean, that's true.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to take that long. I think I'm probably at 60, maybe 70 hours, somewhere around there. I think I'm still in the 60s. And I would think I could do it in another 5 or 6. Like, by the time we podcast again, especially with Brittany going out of town and me not having much to do at work, I might get it this week. But I'm close enough to the point where I'm like, I'm going to do it now. I'm very, very close.
You're pot committed, yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say now, other than the fact that, yes, it's loosely based on Norse mythology.
For some reason, you talking about Dragon Quest XI made me think of this, and do I want to ask for that? But I got to take my case off and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I do. But I didn't even think it would be on Amazon. All right, continue.
But I'm trying to think... Like, there's no Odin, there's no Thor, there's none of that stuff. But it's about Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life, and all this stuff. And now I've already forgotten so much about it. But there's so many things that, like, it was just weird that I happened to be playing that game. And then, all right, I need to stop so I can go play God of War. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there's all this other Norse. I mean, I just never made the connection in my head. But then going back and playing God of War, I'm like, oh, this is the same. There's Yggdrasil. There's I think some of the items you get maybe are similar. But yeah, I just thought it was very odd. But yes, both games are. It's not Norse like God of War is Norse. It's almost just like fantasy. It's like, well, let's throw Yggdrasil in there. Yeah. It's the Tree of Life and whatever.
And Hades is a bad guy. We'll combine both God of War games.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I beat God of War. They asked me in the Discord, I think it was Derek, said, when y'all going to record? And I said, we're going to record tomorrow as long as I can beat Ragnarok. And last night, about 11:15, beat Ragnarok.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Kind of thinking we might want to do a spoiler cast, but we've got to do the Q&A episode. Next week, we got to do the bonus episode. We still got to do verses, so and then it's going to be Christmas, so I don't know that we'll ever get it, but we'll see. We could always do it just over Zoom. That'd be easy. But anyways, this game is, except for the slow part, which when I got to it, I don't know why I just said that. I messaged James and I was like, is this the slow part? He's like, yes. I'm like, I figured it had to be because this sucks. I think every part like that was not my favorite. Some of the combat was okay.
My biggest issue...
But this game is freaking awesome. It deserves to be a 94 on Metacritic. I'm trying to figure out if I like it better than the first one. It's just, I don't know. But
so this game is not easy.
No.
I played on Give Me Grace, I think.
That's what I
Not
did.
Story, but Grace, which is like one level up from the easiest.
It's easy instead of normal.
It's not easy, but like, you still need to know how to play the game. You need to block.
I
you
died
need
a
to
lot of
dodge.
times.
You need to use the right weapons. Like, you can't
Especially
just go in.
some random bosses I would come across that like they would come out of this like fire pit or something, and it's like Helga, whatever, the damned or the.
Oh, those 4 or no, there's like 6 of the Draugr pits or whatever.
Yeah.
Those things are not
suck.
easy. But when you're in those other sections, I felt like it's like there's combat, but I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you can hear guitar Beatles music, it's my 12-year-old practicing for his band. His next show is going to be the Beatles. I can't wait.
I feel like
8 songs.
I feel like those parts were just unnecessarily easy. I didn't struggle at all with the combat there. I feel like in those parts you can just hit square,
I never
square,
died at
square,
those.
or not square.
R1.
That's not going to do it.
That's old guy.
R1, 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 and like,
and also
you're
the R3
never going to
moves
die.
sucked. There's no chopping off heads or cutting people in half.
Yeah.
There's only 2, no matter who you're fighting.
Right. So I didn't really like that.
I liked the cow, the ox thing. It was cute. Hella or something. What was its name?
Oh,
Yella. Are you Yella McFly?
Yeah, it was something. Yella? That sounds right. Something like that. All in all,
Yalla. Jalla.
Yes. I like this game better than the first.
You got the platinum, right?
I got the platinum. I think it's kind of similar to Horizon in that it plays a little better, it looks a little better, but yes, it is still more of the same. The things I didn't like about the first one were the map. They didn't fix that. The fast travel,
sucks.
it's not great, but it's way better than the first one. At least how I remember the first one. I don't know if I remember the first. I don't know if the first one is as bad as I remember it. But like anytime you want to go to a new realm, do you need to find the thing so you can fast travel back to here? So then you can spin the thing and then go. But is there like one entrance and one exit to all the realms?
No, there were some gates, but not as many as there are in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
what I remember.
I don't like the little in-between thing that you always have to do anytime you fast travel. I'm assuming
that's because it's a freaking
PS4 game, so they had to build it in.
All the time you're doing this, so it can load. Like the PS5 doesn't need it to do that. It's because it's on friggin' PS4. Can we move on?
Right. So they didn't fix the map. I do think maybe it's a little better. I don't know, but you can go to all the realms, which is nice. But they don't seem. There's only like 5 or 6 realms where you actually have to like do stuff. Like most of them are just like there's nothing or very little for you to do there, but you can at least go and see it and whatever.
I liked going to Hell and Muspelheim because the only one I think I didn't go to because it would have just been side quests. There was no main story thing there. I think it was Niflheim. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because that's where in the first one, you had the Trials of Muspelheim, then you had the Trials of Niflheim. Niflheim was these mazes with this poison gas and all this other stuff, and you had to get something and run out, blah, blah, blah. Muspelheim was where you had to go through these crazy battles and all this stuff. And there were parts both in Hell, like when I saw the boat. Did you remember the boat in the first game, the giant boat?
Mm-mm.
That's still there from where it was in the first game, which is so cool.
Really?
It's like a flying boat or something. And then Muspelheim, there I got to areas I was like, oh my god, I can remember fighting the Valkyrie here. This is so freaking cool.
Really?
It wasn't like, oh, they recycled Muspelheim. It's like, yeah, Miles Morales recycled New York. They just put snow in it this time.
Right.
You know, like shut up. But yeah, continue.
But yeah, I think the story was better. I don't think there's anything worse about this game compared to the first one.
Combat's better.
It's similar in that regard to Horizon, except Horizon, the story was better in the first one. Yes. Other than that, gameplay, everything else was better, if only slightly better, in Forbidden West compared to Zero Dawn. But the story was better in Zero Dawn, and I think that's why I still overall prefer that game. This one, it doesn't get anything worse than the first one. I think the story's better. I think it's more. I take that. The one thing is some of those parts, which I don't know that there was any of that in the first one at all.
No.
Yeah. But to me, that was minor enough that I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but it does not.
I wanted it to stop. Every time it happened, I was like, oh God, again?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I told James, it was kind of like the MJ stuff and Spider-Man, but those were like 3 or 4 minutes. They weren't that much, you know. They were annoying.
Right.
I didn't want to do them, but yeah.
Yeah, all in all, that's the only thing I can think of that I liked less about this one compared to the first one. But it's not that big of a deal. I like it better than 2018. And I don't want to say it's not even close. Like, it's close. I definitely like this better than the first one, but I definitely like it better by only a small margin. Like, the first one's still really good, but I definitely like this one better.
Colin drives me nuts. He's like, Horizon Forbidden West is leagues better than this. What are we playing the same game, dude? Like I was telling James, I know you heard. Like, he just gets so set in his ways where it's like, I said this wasn't going to be as good.
I'm going to stick to it.
I'm riding this out, and you could tell even Chris and Dustin are both like, yeah. You can hear Chris a couple times going, yeah, like he doesn't think it's perfect, but like, I think I agree with him that Forbidden West is just like, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I never went back to get the platinum. I'm getting the platinum in this damn game. You better believe that. I think I've killed... Oh, I did the audio cue thing. I've killed 19 ravens, I think, so far. I like when you look at the map, at least it'll say, you got the Nornir chest, the legendary, the rate. Like, I'm like, thank you. That helps.
There was one thing... Oh, one thing that I spent a lot of time doing, because I just assumed there was a trophy for it, and there wasn't, but I didn't want to look at the trophies and have anything spoiled for me. I went through and got gold for all the different attacks and stuff you can do.
There's not even a trophy for maxing out all your skills, is there? I'm going there, I'm buying everything. I buy everything for Atreus. I'm like, okay, let's see the trophy.
Well, the good news is now that you've beaten it, I don't think there's really anything that can... There's still a couple, like, epilogue type story beats, but I don't think there's anything you would see in the trophies at this point.
I went through them all after, because I was like, why the hell are the trophies not popping? Yeah.
So, yeah, I spent a lot of time... I'd be like, I don't really want to use this weapon or this attack anymore, but I'm like, I assume there's got to be a trophy to get all these to gold. And then there wasn't, and I was really upset.
I like the new item you get. I didn't think I was going to. How you get it was super freaking cool.
The weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had that spoiled for me. Not exactly what it was, but that there was a new weapon.
I assumed
I assumed because we got a weapon in the last one, blah, blah, blah.
I actually liked...
I love that freaking weapon.
I'm
is
shocked.
so OP.
See, I ended up using the axe more than anything. I used
the axe more than I did in the first game. Yeah. Once you had a choice, I should say.
Like, I used the old new weapon when I needed, like, crowd control and stuff. But other than that, I use the axe.
You could say, almost I mean, it's in every trailer. It's like, I think he's wearing it on the cover of the game.
True.
Oh, and that part, speaking of Surtur, that was cool. I thought that, I don't even know how I can say it. How can I say this? I thought when he showed up, that, and it was, stuff's kind of out of control and stuff. I thought, the way they were talking, I thought someone else was going to show up to help him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
I thought, and I don't think...
I beat it in 26 hours. Also, I forgot to say that.
Oh, you beat it quicker than I did.
I did one side quest the entire... I was like...
Okay. Near the end of the game, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not even going to try to say it in code. I'll just do one of these. I thought... Oh,
we'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.
Then be good.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. We told you, no spoilers. We're, yeah. I don't think, even though I think I said if this game really sticks the landing, it could be my game of the year. And I think it did. But I still don't think it is.
I don't think any other year.
Yeah, like
this would be my game of the year,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
This is easily, and I'm not saying for sure it's going to be Elden Ring, but I think it's still Elden Ring. Spoiler alert for our Game of the Year podcast, but I mean, come on, we've been talking about it nonstop this year. Elden Ring is just one of the most special games I've ever played.
Yeah.
And this, like I said, it might be better than God of War 2018, and I had God of War 2018 as my number 3 game of all time, which almost makes me think I need to put Elden Ring higher up.
James, I don't think you're here because I haven't seen you in the chat, but if you're here, chime in.
Without spoilers.
What I read online when I was just looking up strategies on how to fight.
And there's also not a trophy for getting Kratos to level 9? I don't think.
No. When you fight the equivalent of
The Valkyries. I have not fought any of them yet.
What's the one from the first one?
Sigrun.
When you fight the equivalent of Sigrun in this game, what I read online, this is worse.
Oh my God.
But what you said about Sigrun, I didn't really have much difficulty. I didn't think this boss in this one was the hardest boss in the game. Now, that was the last thing I did in this game. And so maybe by then I wouldn't say OP, but more P. And when I fought the other thing that's easily, if not the hardest enemy, the hardest boss, it's the second hardest boss.
Are you talking, when you say Sigrun, do you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
I've read that that's worse than Sigrun.
Wow. Okay.
But I never fought Sigrun. I didn't really struggle too much with that.
Not worse than Melania?
I struggled way more with the other... Yes.
Like the king bee
the king,
or whatever.
The king bee.
The king bitch.
Now,
scroll to the bottom. That shows the current results. I don't know what you're talking about, Derek. I don't know what that means.
Now, I wasn't... I did that earlier in the game.
Okay.
So maybe I just got strong enough.
How many
and leveled
bees
it up
are there? I haven't found any.
12.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
No wonder this takes 45, 50 hours to platinum.
Although by the time I got to the first one...
I think there was only 8 Valkyries.
By the time I found my first one, and I'm like, what is this? All of a sudden, I'm like fighting this guy, and I'm like... I tried 10 or 15 times and couldn't beat him. And I messaged James, and he's like, which one did you find? I'm like, oh, the one over here. He's like, oh, yeah, I found like 3 or 4 of them so far. I'm like... What? I'm like, how have I been missing these?
I mean, I found a gravestone and I put the sword hilt in it or something, and then a blue thing popped up, but I was like, I ain't doing that right. I don't know. I think that's the thing, but I ain't doing that right now.
Probably. You find it somewhere. I want to say in Midgard.
I've got the sword hilt, whatever thing.
Yeah, and then you find 12 different gravestones all
Okay.
around.
All right.
Yeah, each one of them triggers a boss fight. Most of them are one-on-one. I didn't struggle too much with those. There's one where you fight 2 guys simultaneously, and there's another one where you fight 1 guy and 2 like sub-level but still tough people with him. So there's actually 3 of them. Those 2 fights and King Bee were by far the hardest ones. But the ones that were just one-on-one besides King Bee, I didn't struggle too much with. But yeah, all in all, the game is not easy.
I have that Sigrun fight burned into my memory.
So that's why I was going to ask James. I can't remember if he platinumed the original. But to my knowledge,
I can't remember.
You platinumed the original. You haven't platinumed this one yet. I know James got the platinum on this one. I don't know if he did it on the original. And I only did it on the... Like, I don't know... I'm trying to get
Well, now you got to go back and play
opinion.
2018 and fight Sigrun.
I might next year.
A lot of those Valkyries are not bad. There's just the one in...
And that's kind of how the
It was the
bees
one
are.
in Muspelheim and then Sigrun were the only 2 I had trouble with, I think.
Okay.
The one in Muspelheim was like, damn. I think I thought it was Sigrun or something. Then I was like, oh no, this ain't the queen. I gotta kill 8 of these mother effers or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's an incredible game. I'm so glad it came out. I'm so glad I was wrong that it would be, every God of War game comes out in the spring. I'm glad I was wrong. Thor in this is awesome. A lot of surprising stuff there. Was that your foot? I was not trying to play footsie with you. Surprising stuff with him. Odin is so good in this. Odin is played by Richard Schiff. If you don't know who that is, you'll know as soon as you Google that name. He's so good. There are twists and turns that I never saw coming. Never, like I was telling Sean before, I've never in a million years, you could give me 100 guesses and I wouldn't have picked what happens. No way.
The
when Kratos says
the bar fight.
Yeah.
I love that part.
It was
that
so
was
cool.
awesome.
I love Thrud.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
And then Sif, I'm not going to get this. Sif ended up, Sif was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was. Is Sif, is that a thing? Is that like Natalie Portman?
No, I mean, she's just Jane
Well, that's
Foster.
just Jane Foster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious. Never, as I said that, I was like, I think we know what her name is. Never mind.
What I don't get is, and I looked it up, I don't remember what her name is. Thor's mother in the movie, like Marvel Thor's mother.
Renee Russo.
Yeah. I don't remember what her name is, but it's not, I don't know. I'm very confused. You'd think it would just be.
I can't even remember what it was.
I can't remember.
Okay.
But you'd think it would be her, and it's not. So I don't know.
I'm confused because they were married.
No, they're half brothers. It's somebody else.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways,
the acting in this is so freaking
it's perfect.
good.
Yeah.
The performances. Freya's awesome. Kratos is awesome. Atreus is awesome. I love to.
Sindri. I mean, everybody.
I love the callbacks to the old games. Like I was telling James, like they talked about Deimos, his brother, which was Ghost of Sparta. Game is freaking phenomenal, even though it came out on PSP. They talk about the plot of Ascension, which you don't even know because you never played the game. But it was when you're on the sleds, and Mimir asks you about fate in your world, and he's like, "Well, you know, they told me that it'll be the God of War will destroy us, so." You know, yeah, Kratos will help you break your bonds to Ares, but what they didn't realize is that he was going to be the God of War and kill them. Like, that was the plot of Ascension, that talk, if you ever got that or if you remember.
Oh, I remember that talk, but
That
I
was
just
Ascension.
assumed that was like a...
And Ascension is the first game chronologically. It's before Chains of Olympus, God of War, and Ghost of Sparta. No, it goes Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, then God of War, then 2, then 3, then I think that's how it goes. But yeah,
What's the other one? Chains of Olympus?
Ghost of Sparta.
And when is that?
I think that's right before God of War. That's the one where he finds out
So are
that
all
his brother
three of
is
the
alive.
PSP, Vita, whatever they are?
2 PSP games. Ascension was PS3 in 2013. It came out 3 years after God of War 3. And that's when it didn't get good reviews. I thought it was fine. I thought people were too hard on it, but it was just more God of War. They tried doing a multiplayer mode also, which was I never even
So where
tried
is that story? What, like chronological?
The very first. So he's already killed his family. Spoiler alert. He's
Okay,
killed
so
his family.
Ascension, Ghost of Sparta,
Ascension,
and Chains of Olympus are all
prequels.
prior to just God of War?
I think so. Ghost of Sparta might be after, but I don't think it is because I think Ghost of Sparta is first.
Did you see the thing or come across it in the game where Mimir's talking about Kratos fighting in like a tournament with all these different...
Is he talking about the Trials of Olympus or whatever?
He's talking about PlayStation All-Stars.
Oh, I saw somewhere. I saw somebody say there was a reference to.
I don't remember exactly what he says, but he's saying, "Oh, you fought against."
Oh, they like name dropped
such and
Drake
such
and
and
stuff or
well,
something.
they didn't
but like
say
other
it,
names for
but-
them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Colin and Dustin and them were talking about it.
Yeah. And the poems and stuff. I thought the poems were really cool. Did you see that, or did you read any of them?
No, but I know they're callbacks
They're
to
all-
PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, I was just like, I got to beat this game before. I cannot believe I didn't have it spoiled for me. I really thought, because it took me almost a month to beat it because of being gone for a week and a half.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't have it spoiled. It's one of the best games I've ever played. It's everything I wanted it to be. Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's worth $70, and I've heard it runs pretty well, even on a base PS4. You're going to sound like you got a jet engine in your entertainment center, but because of all the loading and the Yggdrasil tree, whatever it's called, how do you say it? Yggdrasil? Guillermo del Toro. Igriel?
No.
Igrizel.
Ig
Igriega.
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil.
Like Brazil, but Drazil. And you just say
Yggdrasil.
You just say Ig before it. Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. I had a pony. Yggdrasil. All right. God of War is freaking awesome. I give it a 10 out of 10 if we did scores.
I think I would. Yeah, it's a 10.
It's amazing. It's so good. So good. So much better than Horizon also. Horizon's not bad, but it's just not in the same league as this, I don't think. Also today, perfect timing because I still got probably 20 hours with this game. Photo mode, finally. I only took one screenshot because I hate that like it didn't have a photo mode. I'm like, how do you not have a photo mode in New Game Plus? It's so annoying. But I know they'll patch it in like they did with the first one. The photo mode is out now. They put out the 3.0 update for God of War, and you can do photo mode now. So I can take some pictures as I'm going through and getting the platinum.
Yeah.
Sean, there's no news of the week, so I'm not going to do a funny thingamajiggy transition. There's literally no news. There's no news. There's some little things that I'll talk about in the wrap up. But as we do every year, as long as Jeff Keighley keeps hosting these things, we're going to do our predictions now for the Game Awards. We're going to talk about predictions for what we want to see or hope to see, predictions, hopes, and dreams, and then we're going to run through all the awards. Not all of them, but like there's a category called Esports Athlete of the Year. Athlete.
If you're going to call it esports, call them e-athletes. Don't call them athletes. Like, this is the stupidest
They're sitting
thing.
down playing a game.
Yeah.
This isn't like Beat Saber. Whatever. Jeff Keighley did say, quote, that he hasn't felt this good about a show in a while.
I'm shocked he would say that.
I know. It's almost like he's tooting his own Yggdrasil. The freaking squirrel.
Say, I met Guillermo del Toro on Yggdrasil.
I met Guillermo del Toro. I met Guillermo del Toro on Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil.
Close enough.
All right. What do we want to see? What are some predictions that we hope? Predictions, hopes, and dreams. We're not going to go through a whole bunch like we do. I do think I do think though. But before we get into this, and I hate because I do this every time. I think this will be better than Summer Games Fest was. For some reason. I hope this is better.
I think it will be too, but that's not saying a whole lot.
No, it's not. It was very bad. It was very, very bad.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, our Summer Game Fest, I don't know if I ever said that. Sean won our predictions like 0.75 to 0.25 or something.
All right. I was going to say, so I've got 3.
Okay.
I was going to say, I really was.
You can't talk while you do that, can you?
I guess I
Because
still...
I can't either. Because I'm afraid I'm going to lose control and something bad's going to happen.
I guess I could still do it. I was going to say before Derek posted it in Discord, I think we get
Star Wars.
Jedi Survivor. I don't know what I was going to say, a release date or just more information, a trailer. But
have we seen the game running yet? I don't think we have.
So.
I think they've just said what the name is.
So I'm going to say my first one, which it is a prediction, but I think it's more or less a slam dunk. And it's not even something I care about, but I think it's going to happen. I think it's already been confirmed he will be there. Not Hideo. Good old Joseph Ferris.
They said he's going to be.
He's going to be there. I assume he's revealing his new game.
His new co-op.
Whatever it's going to be, I think he reveals it. I don't know why else he would be there.
The Oscars! I forgot that stupid It Takes Two won Game of the Year there last year. I completely forgot that.
Oh, I forgot that too.
But last year wasn't great. I mean, it was Resident Evil 8, Game of the Year, and I had Metroid Dread. Which you had like top 3. I had Resident Evil number 2. But when you think back, it wasn't like God of War got delayed.
This may be the first year in I don't know how long that we've agreed on our Game of the Year.
I think it's our first time.
Maybe ever, yeah.
Well, since Breath of the Wild. We agreed on that.
Oh, yeah. So 5 years?
2020 was... Oh, no. 2020 we agreed. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, that's true.
And then I had Immortals 2, Demon Souls 3, and you had those flipped, I think. So we were pretty much in agreement there.
Okay. Yeah,
I think we're going to agree on our top 2 this year. But,
yeah. So I'll say Joseph Ferris.
That's a good one.
Revealing his new. I figured you'll have something about Hideo. I'm not even just.
I hadn't even thought of Joseph Ferris revealing his game, but that makes because I think it takes.
That's it. I'm like, I don't know that I even care, but I'm like,
I don't care.
But
he's
go
funny
ahead and put it out there.
But because It Takes Two. I don't remember when it came out last year, but it's been at least a year and a half, and he's probably got another year before the next game comes out. But he could show something now. I like that. That's good. Oh,
never mind.
This one's a double prediction, which is probably dumb for both parts of this. But I'm going to say, and this is more of a hope than a prediction. This isn't really a prediction. This is a hopes and dreams. Release dates for Final Fantasy 16 and Street Fighter 6. With new trailers, of course.
I went one further, kind of. So I'll go ahead and do this one next. Agreed on Final Fantasy 16. But what my prediction actually is very soon, if not right now, a demo for 16.
Oh my God, that'll be freaking awesome.
That's what I'm I don't think so. That's definitely more of a hope and dream, but yeah, it could happen. I think we know we're getting some kind of Final Fantasy information
trailer or something. I think Nomura. Or no, Nomura's not doing this. He's doing 7 Remake. The guy that's directing this is the guy that did 14. I can't think of his name right now. There's supposed to be it's been strongly hinted that Final Fantasy 16 will at least be at the Game Awards.
That's why I'm thinking I don't want to just say it'll be there, released it. Like I'm gonna go all out and say we get a demo. Maybe like they'll say and it's out right now or it's out tonight or maybe it'll be next week. But we get a demo announcement in the very near. I mean, we get the announcement at the thing for a demo that comes out in the very, very near future.
Yeah, that would be freaking awesome. Next for me, I guess it auto-corrected Kojima to Kohima.
You could pronounce it that way.
Yeah, you just threw me off right there. I say Kojima shows something.
Abandoned.
I'm going to amend this now. I think he shows 2 somethings. Something. I think he shows... So I'm going to have another double prediction. And my last one can actually be a double if I don't split it up. So this is interesting. He's going to show Overdose. He's going to be there, first of all, because he's been teasing these logos. He sent out these 3 logos, after he did the Elle Fanning thing, and then he did the other person, I can't remember who it was now, that they're in a game. Overdose is not... Overdose, based on that leak with the naked dude, it looks like it's like a mobile game or a smaller game, or it might even be the thing he's doing for Xbox.
Yeah.
Cloud-based, that would make sense if you're playing it on your phone. Like, I can see that. I think we're going to see Overdose, and then I think we're going to get a teaser for Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 is what he's teasing with Elle Fanning, because, again, I know exactly who that character is.
Now, I don't even know if we're keeping track of who whatever.
No.
If he shows something, almost like Metal Gear Solid 5, where it's like, here's something, here's Elle Fanning, but they don't say yet that it's Death Stranding 2. But it's like hinted. Are you getting credit for that? What if it never says Death Stranding? It just says like...
It says... The broken light, and then there, you could, if you piece it together, it's like Death Stranding, and then, or there's just a giant 2 that goes through it. You can see where it would be. It's a pachinko game. Stop it! It's not a pachinko game. But yeah, I think we see Overdose and a tease for Death. But you got to think, Death Stranding came out. Time is so screwed up because of COVID. Death Stranding came out in 2019. Now I know the director's cut came out last year with the extra content and the PS5 and all that, and it went to Game Pass. It's been 3 years. Over 3 years since Death Stranding came out. This might not be that far away also. But I'm going to say that. That's my prediction, that Kohima shows Overdose and Death Stranding 2.
I like it. My last one, I'm revisiting an E3 prediction. I'm going to take one more stab
Metroid
at it.
Prime 4.
Elden Ring DLC.
I like it.
I feel like Elden Ring and the Game Awards have a lot of history.
Didn't they get the first reveal?
I think they did.
Yeah.
So, Elden Ring DLC announced. It has to happen. It can't be that much further off. And if it's... I don't know. I don't know what the next big... There's no way it takes until E3. I mean, it absolutely could. But this seems like as good a time as any to announce it.
Also, I just remembered, I think that the first teaser for Sekiro was at the Game Awards, right? When there was just that thing that was like twisting and everybody was like, oh my God, it's Tenchu, it's Tenchu. It turned out not to be Tenchu. It turned out to be Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Zafiro and Yehu. I cannot wait for Better Call Saul Season 6 to be on Netflix. I'm going to watch it all over again. GTA 5 was 9. GTA 5 was 9. GTA 5 was 9.
9 years ago?
GTA 5 was 9 years ago. Maybe that's what it was.
Probably when you were talking about how long ago Death Stranding was.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes.
And we still don't have GTA 6.
Well, GTA 5
I think
was
is what Derek is getting.
And GTA 5 was also just a year ago as well.
Well, that's... Yeah.
And 8 years ago on PS4 and Xbox One. Stupid. Okay. Years ago, yeah. I'm just going to double... Because you did... you don't have anything else?
No.
I think... I'm not doing anything with Metroid Prime. I'm not doing anything with like Mario Odyssey 2 because it's not a Nintendo prediction is what I'm saying. I don't think... I
know what it is.
Okay. Look at me. I'm very self-insured and I am a bedbug. I think Nintendo's going to save all their reveals for their directs. But there's a certain company that has been extremely, very, very quiet. That has been very quiet this year, and I do think the rumors or the theory that it's because they're trying to get Xbox's Activision acquisition not to go through. We never got a showcase. The state of plays have been okay, not great. I think this is the time where Sony shows 2 first-party games. I'm not predicting Metal Gear. I know what's happening. I'm pretty sure it's happening. I still, unless Kojima and Konami have mended fences and he gave them a blessing and told Jeff it's okay to reveal it here or something like that. I don't think Jeff would reveal a Metal Gear anything because of how it ended with Kojima and how close they are. So I'm not predicting Metal Gear. If it shows up, I will spontaneously combust. I think we get teasers or trailers for 2 first-party games. One I think is a teaser, one is a trailer. Teaser, finally... for Factions, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Because at Summer Game Fest, the show closer was a remake of The Last of Us, which is hilarious. But then they showed concept art and stuff for Factions. I think Neil Druckmann is back, especially with The Last of Us show coming out like a month after this.
Yeah, and they've said that Pedro is going to be there.
Oh, they have. See, I have been like, I'm just not on Twitter that much anymore.
Yeah.
And we get a trailer for Spider-Man 2 with a 2023 release window. Oh. Spider-Man came out 4 years ago. Now, I know we had Miles Morales, but I think at some point someone has said they're aiming for 2023 with that game. So actually, maybe they don't say that. Maybe they've already said that, and I just forgot it. I can't remember.
I don't think it was
official. Yeah.
No.
Okay. But yeah, I think we get a trailer for Spider-Man 2. We see what the story is. Maybe they hint at co-op. Oh, I hope I'm right. I want to see that game. I thought about predicting Wolverine, but if we get anything for that, we've already had a teaser for that, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We've had a teaser for Spidey. I think it's now time to show the game because now that God of War's out, we don't know anything else coming out from first party. except we think they're working on a Twisted Metal game. That's it. Horizon Call of the Mountain. But that's just VR. Oh yeah, Sean pre-ordered VR as well.
Yeah.
So those are my predictions.
I dig it.
We shall see.
What I thought you were going to say was, which I almost did, but I'm like, I'll let you have it.
Link Between Worlds HD.
No, I figured you would again shoot for Alex on PSVR 2 announcement.
I thought of that too, but I'm like, if they put Half-Life Alex on that stupid thing, I'm like, okay, between that and Call of the Mountain, I'm fine with this purchase now. Like, if I don't get anything else.
Yeah.
I just want to play that game so bad. All right, now we will go through the award predictions. Like I said, are you having an allergy attack?
I think I touched the corner of my I don't know. I got
The
something
strawberry
on my
thing? Why do we always call this thing a strawberry?
I never
We've
heard
done
it,
that, right?
You do.
Oh.
I don't think I ever heard it before you, but now that's what I always think of. But like, yeah, now my eye's just itching.
Brian Cashman says the Yankees are focused only on Aaron Judge and they will not rush him. Well, okay. Apparently they offered him 8 years, $300. I would take that, especially since he's 31. Like 8 years, we're going to regret that at the end. Yeah. But he's only been up in the majors for 5 years, I think. I think 2017 when we had that run, I think was his first year. Anyways, we're not doing all the categories like esports crap I wrote here. Content creator. I don't know who any of these people are except Nibel. Also, Nibel was not a content creator. RIP, I love him. I love the way he aggregated news, but all he did was aggregate news.
Right.
He did not create anything. He literally didn't create anything. Yeah. He was just like, this was announced. Here's the link. You're not creating anything. But I guarantee you he wins. Or she. No. Who knows what he is. Watch. Because people are so sad that he left. Watch. He'll win. Games for Impact. I didn't know what any they were. Them were. Those were. They were. All right. Innovation in accessibility. So basically, best game with accessibility options. The nominees are As Dusk Falls. As Dusk. Sound like I said Ass Dust. As Dusk Falls. God of War Ragnarok. Return to Monkey Island. The Last of Us Part 1. And The Quarry. Now, and what we're predicting, we can say who we think, who we want to win, but we're predicting who will win, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I watch your cursor, I agree.
I'm going with The Last of Us Part 1. God of War Ragnarok has a lot of good options, but Naughty Dog, when it comes to Sony...
I feel like Naughty Dog, I don't want to say they were like the pioneers of it, but I feel like they took it.
I think you could say that. Yeah. For at least on the Sony side, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think Last of Us Part 1. But I don't know what The Quarry has and what Monkey Island has. And I don't even remember what Dusk Falls is. I think it was like a vampire walking simulator story thing. Best adaptation. Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, which Casey is just in love with. And the more I see it, I'm like, it's really good. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, and Uncharted, the movie. I think I know what this is going to be, but I'll let you pick first.
My gut told me Sonic 2.
So freaking good. Video game came to life.
But I think it's Cyberpunk. Because a lot of people love this show.
Yep. I think that, especially because this just came out like a couple months ago, it's the most recent thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Uncharted.
It's not Uncharted.
It's not Uncharted. Cuphead's really good, but it's still funny to me. As pretty as that cartoon is, the game's prettier. Like, I still cannot believe that that Cuphead, the game, is a real thing. I will. It is just amazing to me.
Oh, I should have predicted, because I don't remember where we left off with it. Silk Song. I know they've finally said it's coming
2023.
But I was thinking maybe we get a release date finally. But I'm staying away from
just
that.
Stay away. Just hope for the best. Most anticipated game. The nominees are Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Even though
to me it's one of two.
Yes. I say Zelda.
Even
though it's my third most anticipated on this list, I think it's Zelda, and nope.
I'm gonna say Starfield just to have something different, but also there is so much riding on this game. so much riding on this stupid game.
Yeah.
They've got to nail it, and especially now that it's delayed a year. Well, we assume it'll be a year. I assume it'll be November when it comes out. Night, Derek.
See it.
I might have missed you. I guess I missed you. I guess I missed you. Guess I missed you. I'm gonna go with Starfield. I saw where I wrote the K, so I went Stark Industries. Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge.
Shout out to TMNT even for being nominated. I don't think they have a chance. I think it's stupid Call of Duty. I think Overwatch people are finally just like, nobody cares anymore.
People are not happy with Overwatch 2.
It's not Splatoon. Honestly, TMNT could be a dark horse.
I'm going with it. I don't know that it will, but this is me picking with my heart. But I also think I had more fun playing co-op with that game. The one Let's Play we did, playing it with my boys, like the four of us, or just joining up with random people online, getting the platinum. That game, just multiplayer, and multiplayer can mean a lot of different things. I mean, you could have put a fighting game on there, but yeah. I'm going to go with Shredder's Revenge and hope that I'm right. Oh, also, did you see that I registered for it, but you have to watch on Steam. Valve is giving away 512 gig Steam Deck every minute that the Game Awards are on. You have to register and you have to watch on Steam. It's steam.tv, because in the chat they're going to be like, Kevin, you've won a thing. And you probably have to click the link right then and be like, oh, gimme. But I'm like, okay, I'll watch on Steam, I guess. I'll just come up here and watch it. But yeah, so you want to do that. I can send you the link.
Yeah.
Or I think it's somewhere in the Discord I put it. But next up, best sports or racing game: F1 22, FIFA 23, NBA 2K 23, Gran Turismo 7, and Ali Ali World. I'm going to go GT7.
I'm going to go FIFA. Just because, I don't know.
I could see NBA 2K23, but it almost seems like that's always the best made sports game. But it's almost like they get punished for just nailing it every year.
Right.
I don't know. Best simulation or strategy game: Dune, Spice Wars, Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, Total War, Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3. Apparently that's a game.
I have no idea.
I have not heard a lot about Sparks of Hope. It seems like the first game was big.
I kind of forgot that it even came out.
Yeah. I think the first game just seems like it was talked about a lot more than this one.
I guess I'll say Warhammer. I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying as well.
I mean, I literally have no idea.
I just know that thing is so popular. I don't even know what it is, but I know people that are, PC people. They love that game. Next up, best family game: Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Mario plus Rabbids: Sparks of Hope, Switch Sports, Splatoon 3.
So this is one of those times where I'm like, I feel like the best game here, even though I haven't played, I played a little Switch Sports. I feel like the best game here is probably Star Wars, but it doesn't jump out to me as like a family game,
right? It's like when people vote on this, what are they actually voting?
Are they saying this is the best game that I think? Yeah, the best game of these games,
or the best game for a family.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It sounded like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's a wonderful feeling.
I get it. I'm gonna take family game for what it means, and I'm going to say Switch Sports. And I'm going to trust that people... That's the only one of these things that really jumps out. Like, family game could just mean multiplayer game. But I think it's more than that, which is why I don't... to me, it's Switch Sports.
I don't know what to do here either. My initial instinct was Switch Sports, but I'm just going to go Skywalker Saga, just because it seems like it reviewed really well, but all the people I heard talk about it was like, it wasn't that good. I don't know. Best fighting game: DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, and for some reason, Sifu. Sifu
stupid.
is not a fighting game. If you want to fight me on saying Smash is a fighting game, I'll allow it. Sifu is a brawler. No one would say Streets of Rage 4 didn't get nominated for Best Fighter. Turtles, the Shredder's Revenge didn't get nominated for Best Fighting Game. It's not a fighting game.
No, that's stupid.
I know what I'm going here. What did you get at Sonic? You got a greasy burger, didn't you?
No, I got the buffalo or the barbecue chicken, like the popcorn
chicken.
Wow. Also, Sonic. Have you ever had their pretzel twist, whatever they call it?
Mm-mm.
It's that with like a little cheese cup.
Really?
It's the best pretzel I've ever had. It's like crispy on the
Better
outside.
than Skybox? Because Skybox is one of the best pretzels I've ever had. And because their beer cheese is so good, too.
I'm trying to think of what theirs is like. This is the best. It's like crispy. It's almost, I don't think it is, but it's almost like you would think they fried it instead of baked it or something. Like it's somehow like crispy on. It looks like a normal pretzel, but it's got just a little bit of like crunch, crispy on the outside. But yeah, every time I go there, I have to get one.
So best fighting game.
I have no idea. I'll say Multiverses.
Okay. I'm going DNF Duel just because its Arc System works. And people love them some Arc System works. Best RPG. The nominees are Elden Ring, Live Alive, or is it Live? I think it's Live Alive. Pokemon. I even wrote Pokemon. Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
This is another one where I'm like,
I'm saying it's Elden Ring because
I don't think of that as an RPG.
I don't either. I think of it as an action adventure game with RPG elements. But
it's not even yeah.
If I think it's the best game of the year, it has to also be, therefore, the best RPG. But I know that's not how this always goes, but...
Yeah.
I don't think it's Legends. I could see Live Alive just because so many people loved
I was thinking Xenoblade. When it first
came out. Xenoblade's supposed to be a good game, but man, the Switch is really supposedly starting to show its age between this and the Pokemon games that just came out that look like and run like crap, apparently.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll say Elden Ring. I don't agree with it being an RPG, but whatever.
Best action adventure game. This should have been Elden Ring, but whatever. A Plague Tale Requiem.
But at that point, it's the same as
right.
Other than Tunic, who would basically be the Game of the Year nominees.
Also, I have a problem with D there, but A Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray action adventure. I would call that an adventure game. Yeah. And Tunic. I'm going Ragnarok.
Same.
So Ragnarok, I probably should have said this at the beginning, but Ragnarok had the most nominations with 10, I think. And then Elden Ring and Horizon tied with 7, I believe. Best action game, Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, Shredder's Revenge. I feel like there should
Call
be
of Duty.
I feel like there should be a category for best shooter, though.
Yeah, I'm shocked that there isn't.
So I get it that it's action, but like, I am trying to decide though. Do I want to go back and beat Modern Warfare 2 before I go work on the platinum? Because I didn't beat it before God of War came out. I just got sidetracked and yeah. I'm gonna go Neon White, just because I don't even know. I couldn't. If you put that game in a lineup, I couldn't tell you which game it was.
So why are you picking it?
Because I know people love it, and it's coming to PlayStation.
I feel like I know nothing about it.
I don't either. I just know people love it. Best VR or AR game: After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, Red Matter 2. I'm going Bone Lab. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about any of these besides. Among Us, obviously, and Moss. But
people love Bone Lab on Oculus. That's all I know. It's supposed to be super cool, and I think you can like create stuff or something. I'm not sure.
I feel like I've heard of After the Fall, even though I don't know anything about it. My heart says Moss just because, but I'll say After the Fall. I have no idea why, but got to pick something.
Best mobile game: Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal. I'm going to say hell no.
No.
With the monetization of that. Genshin Impact. How many years can this be nominated?
Yeah.
Marvel Snap and Tower of Fantasy. That is like if you and I try to come up with the name of a game. The Tower of The Tower of Fantasy.
It reminds me of Legacy of the Wizard. Just because of Twitter and
Yep. So we're picking the same thing.
Marvel. Yeah. All I see is
It's
people.
all I
talking
hear
about
is people
this game.
talking about it. So I'm like, it's going to win. I know nothing about it. It's going to win. Best community support: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, No Man's Sky.
I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 14 just because this game is like 7 years old now or something, and if it's even nominated, they must be doing something right. So Final Fantasy 14.
I'm going to go No Man's Sky because I feel like they've had at least 2 really big updates this year, and as much as I was mad at them when this game came out and how they lied about everything, it wasn't for me, so I didn't really care. But like, good on Sean Murray and the team for supporting this game for 6 years now. It's really good of them, and I hope they get that. I hope they get some recognition for that. Best debut indie game: Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, Vampire Survivors. I'm going with the kitty cat game.
It's Stray, just because everybody loves cats. Yeah.
Best indie game: Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic.
Again, yep.
Kitty cat. Oh man, Angry Joe did a review of Stray. He gave it a 7 out of 10, which I think is probably the right score.
Yeah.
But like, he's got his cats in the video and stuff. You should watch. It's only like 15 minutes. Normally his reviews are like 30 minutes to an hour. This was 15 minutes, and it was cute. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. I hate everything about this except Destiny 2. I'm going to say Destiny 2. Just because I hate all the other games.
I'm going to say Fortnite just because I don't know.
Noah actually, you might be right, because Noah actually reinstalled it on his Xbox. Well, my Xbox.
It seems like it's had like a resurgence.
Yeah.
Lately.
He's actually playing it again.
So, and I had fun the one time we played it. So,
this one's tough. Best performance: Ashley Birch from Horizon, Charlotte McBurney from A Plague Tale Requiem, Christopher Judge, obviously he was Kratos, Manon Gage from Immortality. I don't even know that game. And then Sonny Suljic. Is it Jich? Or
I figured Jick, but I have no idea.
Who played Atreus in God of War. I'm going with my boy Christopher Judge. It was gonna, for me, I was trying to figure out, I was gonna pick one of them from God of War, because again, like I said earlier, the performances in that game from everyone are freaking amazing.
Christopher Judge seems like the obvious one to me, but I'll switch it up and go Ashley Birch.
I feel like I was trying to remember. I think Ashley might have won.
I think she won
for the
before.
first one.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember if Chris Judge won for. No, that wasn't when he won. That was when he presented. When he said, "Boy." Remember, he was up there to present an award with the Atreus with Sonny Suljic, whatever his name is. I'm gonna go Chris Judge just because, man. Oh, I hope we get more God of War in a few years. Best audio design: Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West. I don't remember the audio design being that great in Forbidden West. Everything else I can see. But something about that it just didn't make sense to me.
I'm going to go Gran Turismo.
That's what I was going to pick as well.
It was either that or Modern Warfare, and I keep picking Call of Duty for everything else, so I didn't want to pick it again, but at least those are like... I mean, Gran Turismo is simulation. Modern Warfare isn't really simulation, but it's got stuff to actually draw from, and so it seems like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'll go, Gran Turismo.
Best score in music: Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. For me, it's between 2.
My gut tells me Elden Ring,
yeah,
but I can't really remember the music. I remember liking it, but it's not like...
But like with God of War,
I'm going to just go...
You know, when it's like the...
Yeah. I'm going to just go out of left field here and say Xenoblade.
I thought you were going to say... I'm going to go out of left field. I'm going to say Metal Hellsinger. Just because. Best art direction: Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon, Forbidden West, Scorn, Stray.
Best art direction. This I will say Ragnarok.
I'm going to go Elden Ring just because when I think back to Elden Ring, I know there's some reused assets and stuff, but the art, like the bosses, like just the first, when you get to Margaret, the first, and you're like, what the hell is this? How every land, like when you go from Limgrave to Caelid, you're like, what the hell did I just step into? What is happening here? Where you fight the Elden Beast, but Melania's design, Melania's whole like arena where you fight her. Oh, it's just so it's so cool. But I could also see it being Horizon Forbidden West just because of the Robo-Dinos.
Robo-Dos.
Best narrative: A Plague Tale: Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon, Immortality.
I know a lot of people online are saying, why is Elden Ring nominated for Best Narrative? And, like, I kind of get it.
It's almost like best
but
lore.
It's also like, yeah, it's almost all lore.
Best world.
Right. It's just like world crafting. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a narrative so much as, yeah. I'm
going Ragnarok.
That seems like the obvious one to me. I'm going to go Plague Tale.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, because I think when
feeling.
people vote on these things, they want to give...
Spread the love a little bit.
Exactly. Best game direction. So we've only got two more left, and they're the heavy hitters. Best game direction. Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Horizon, Immortality, Stray.
I say Ragnarok here.
I'm going to go Elden Ring. I just, because it's just, like I said, it's one of the most special games I've ever seen in my life.
See, I just feel like, spoiler alert, Game of the Year, I feel like it's Elden Ring. I think it has to be. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's not, just because it seems almost too obvious. But
well, I thought
I'm just kind of splitting, kind of like what we just said. I'm going to say the Game of the Year is Elden Ring, but direction goes to Ragnarok. But
I thought for sure in 2018, I was like, it's going to be stupid Red Dead. I can remember getting so pissed off at stupid Jared. I remember that. I was like, you idiot. You got your stupid Red Dead podcast. Oh, I can't remember. And then God of War 1, I literally jumped. Not that these awards even matter, but I was so happy that God of War 1 won. Like, I don't think it's, but like, I'm not rooting for God of War. I think Elden Ring, I don't know. But yes, I think Elden Ring should win.
yeah.
Hoping for a good show. I think Keeley also said this show should be shorter than last year's, because wasn't last year's like 2.5 hours?
It was very, whatever it was way too long.
Yeah. So if you can get it down from 2.5 or 3 to 2, that'd be nice. But those are our predictions for the Game Awards. We've been going for a while here. Holy cow, yes we have. About an hour 40. So we're going to fly through the wrap-up and get on out of here. Well, we're not going to get out of here. We're going to go record our Q&A episode.
Okay, real quick, since this is the best place I can think of, since we didn't cover it in Witty Banter. What were your thoughts on new Mario trailer?
I loved it.
I absolutely loved it.
I think people are too hard on Chris Pratt.
I think it's fine. I like what he's doing with it. Yeah.
The Let's Go wasn't great. Like, I can do a better Let's Go than that.
Yeah.
Hi, Barkley. But the Wahoo on Rainbow Road.
On the Rainbow Road. Yeah.
When Rainbow Road
awesome.
showed up, I was like, you got to be kidding me. When he jumps on the thing from Mario 3, the donut thing, it's yellow and then it turns red and falls. I was like, oh my God. And then there's the flag comes up and then he's like in a Smash arena.
I think it looks awesome. I think Jack Black is like...
He's perfect for Bowser.
Yeah. Like
Charlie Day.
If I didn't know it was
Charlie
Jack
Day
Black...
is just Charlie Day.
He's not even Luigi. He's just Charlie Day. Jack Black is perfect as Bowser. I'm a little upset we didn't get any.
The laugh. I thought when he was beating the hell out of him, that would have been a perfect time for him to be like...
Yeah, we still don't know what Seth's going to sound. I mean, we know what he's going to sound like, but...
I like Toad. Toad sounds good.
I think it looks... I don't know how good the movie will be, but I'm very happy with how they're doing it. I think it may not be a very good movie, or maybe really good. I don't know.
And it looks absolutely
but I think they're doing
beautiful.
It right. Yeah. Yeah. I dig it.
Now get us a Zelda movie, which I assume, as long as this one does well, I assume we'll get a Zelda movie at some point. But Link doesn't talk at all, so people are really going to be pissed
I don't think we will.
Monster Hunter Rise is leaving the Switch and PC and coming to PlayStation and Game Pass on Xbox on January 20th. 4K 60 frames per second, 1080p 120 frames per second on current gen. It will have 3D audio. The PS5 version gets DualSense support. Surprisingly, it's a digital only release, no physical edition, which is just weird to me, but whatever. And then the Sunbreak expansion will be coming to PlayStation and Xbox sometime in spring of next year. Never got into Monster Hunter, don't care. But I know a lot of people really liked that game and would like to play it on something that's not the crappy Switch. As we said earlier, Star Wars Jedi Survivor apparently is releasing March 16th, according to the Steam page. The first one came out in November. March, I think it's perfect, although it's not perfect because that's like a week before Resident Evil 4, I think.
Yeah.
So March might be very busy for us. And that's also right after we get the VR.
Yeah.
Xbox, they're all about the players, and Phil Spencer, he loves the players and just the things that are best for the players and blah, 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 blah. Well, actually, if you're not on Game Pass, you're going to start spending $70 per first-party title on Xbox. Weird.
That is so odd to me. Because clearly they're okay with losing money.
Right.
Because of Game Pass. So it does seem kind of, I don't know if I want to say counterintuitive or just flat out
Holy
the word.
crap, John Tingley, if you watch this. 70.7. It's called hazmat. Yeah, you need a hazmat suit to drink that.
God.
My God. Continue.
What is the word?
I don't know.
When you say something but you don't mean it, or you say something but you do the opposite. Hypocritical. I kept thinking
Hippocratic oath.
Hyper something. It's very hypocritical, I think. Like, regardless of what they say, they're 100% losing money on Game Pass. Right. There's no way.
You can cook, like Colin said, you can cook the books to make it look like you're making money, but when you factor in all the studios that you're having to pay, and like you can't make money on Game
So
Pass.
Are you raising it to $70 to try to drive even more people to Game Pass?
And then the people that don't,
to just
you're
try to recoup some of the money?
You're going to get a little bit more out of them, yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. You do.
I want to know who has an Xbox and buys games a la carte.
Yeah.
Summer Game Fest, it was announced by Keighley. It's coming back June 2023, and that will be just a couple days before E3. So Jeff Keighley is like Triple H and the New Age Outlaws showing up in their quote-unquote tank to the front doors of WCW's arena. I like it. Street Fighter 6 is getting its second closed beta coming later this month. I'm going to try to sign up for that, but apparently I have to have a Capcom account, and I'm like, do I have a Capcom account because I had Resident Evil? I don't know, but I'm going to try to sign up for it. Final Fantasy 16 has been rated in Brazil. So that's why I'm hoping maybe we get a release date announcement. Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a Game of the Year edition next year with the DLC that will be included in it. It's going to come out shortly after the DLC. The one DLC for Cyberpunk is released.
Did Cyberpunk win Game of the Year somewhere?
I'm sure someone did. Like Game of the Year from Kind of Funny Game of the Year. Like, okay, Game of the Year edition, cool. We found out also, speaking of CD Projekt Red, I don't know why there's a space there. Did I delete H or did I?
You probably just entered twice.
Yeah. The Witcher remake will be open world like Witcher 3 was. Apparently the original Witcher was not. It was more linear. So, but they're going open world. So it seems like they are really doing the whole ground up thing. As we were saying earlier, Fortnite has been coming back in popularity. Chapter 4 Season 1 has launched. Also on PS5 and I assume Series. I saw this on Push Square, so they just talked about PS5, but I assume it's on Series as well. They're doing upgrades that are made possible thanks to Unreal 5. They haven't fully migrated to Unreal 5, but some of it must be. I don't really get it. But there's better geometry, there's ray trace reflections, real-time global illumination at 60 frames per second, and improved shadow quality. Also, randomly, Yuzo Koshiro, the GOAT, is working on a new Genesis / Mega Drive game. Yes, an actual cartridge game. It's going to be a shoot 'em up that harkens back to the 80s. Random.
I don't understand. Like, you literally have to have a Genesis to play it?
Yes. I mean, until someone puts a ROM on the internet like that day. Yeah. And then we can try it out. But I mean, we have a Genesis, but I'm not going to go spend like $100 on a cart. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 305. It was a long one. Thank you all so much for hanging in there with us. Glad to be back. Glad to be recording in person. We're going to go do our Q&A episode, like I said, but we will be back next week to recap the Game Awards and everything that Jeff Keighley has for us. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.